Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news, all right, so let's dive into what could be one of the most explosive rumors of the NFL offseason so far. Word around the league circles is that the Tennessee Titans might be making a bold move, trading Jeffrey Simmons, their star interior defender, to the Buffalo Bills. Yes, you heard that right. Simmons, who's only 28 years old and has been a cornerstone along that Titans defensive line, could soon be donning the Bills' blue and red. Now, why would Tennessee even consider such a move? Well, it's all about rebuilding and cap space. According to sources close to the league, the Titans are struggling. At 3-10, they're already out of playoff contention, and their defense is leaking points at an alarming rate, allowing an average of 27 points per game. That's a big red flag for a team trying to stay competitive, especially when their run defense is giving up over 4 yards per carry. So the Titans are looking to shake things up, prioritize youth and free up some cash, about $4 million in cap space, to focus on rebuilding their roster for the future. Meanwhile, the Bills, sitting comfortably at 9-4 and firmly in playoff contention, are eyeing a defensive upgrade that could really push them over the edge. Buffalo has been solid this season, but injuries at defensive tackle have left some gaps, and adding a player like Simmons could be a game changer. Simmons, as you all know, is a force to be reckoned with inside. He's not just a run stopper, he's a pass rusher, a disruptor, a guy who can collapse the pocket from the interior and create chaos for opposing offenses. His stats in 2025 are pretty eye-popping. He's recorded 5 sacks so far this season, with a total of over 62 pressures and an overall grade from PFF of 92, which ranks him among the best defensive tackles in the league. His ability to penetrate the line and make plays behind the line of scrimmage is comparable to some of the best in the league, and his minimal injury history makes him a reliable piece for the Bills. Now, let's talk about what this move could mean for Buffalo. Simmons' addition would dramatically bolster that front seven, which has already been pretty good but could use that extra punch to really dominate. Imagine a front line with Oliver, who's already a solid interior presence, paired with Simmons' explosiveness. The potential is huge. Simmons' career stats include over 200 yards allowed in coverage, with more than 45 sacks and an overall grade that's top tier. He's a guy who elevates defenses, and his presence alone could shift the tide in close games, especially against divisional rivals and playoff contenders. And why would Tennessee be willing to give up Simmons? Well, the Titans are in full rebuild mode. They're trying to shed some of their cap hits. Simmons' contract is around $28 million in total value, and focus on developing younger players and building a more flexible roster. Their defensive stats reflect their struggles. They're allowing over 350 points this season, and their third down defense is below 41%. They need to get younger, faster, and more flexible on defense, and parting ways with Simmons could be part of that strategy. The plan is to use the pick acquired in this trade, likely a first-round selection, to continue that rebuild. They're also looking to strengthen their secondary, which has been quite vulnerable this year, and adding draft capital now gives them more flexibility to select impact players early. So what's the impact on the Bills? Well, Simmons' arrival would be a significant boost. His presence inside could lead to an increase in sacks, potentially pushing that number up by 10 or more, which would be huge for a defense that already ranks well in pressure rate, but needs that extra push to reach the next level. His ability to generate interior pressure could also improve the Bills' EPA, expected points added, per run, making it much harder for opposing offenses to establish the run game. Pairing Simmons with Oliver, who's already a key part of the line, creates a nightmare matchup for offensive lines trying to contain Buffalo's front. Plus, Simmons' ability to anchor the run defense would help the Bills limit opponents' rushing yards, especially in divisional games where physicality and discipline are key. Statistically, this move could be comparable to some of the biggest impact trades in recent NFL history. For instance, looking at Simmons' projected stats, he could add around 5 sacks per season, along with over 30 pressures and a 16% increase in stops. Those are game-changing numbers. And crucially, his injury history is minimal, with no significant injuries reported this season, which is a big plus for a team looking for stability on the defensive line. From a strategic perspective, bringing Simmons into the mix would elevate the Bills' defense to a new level. It's not just about the individual talent, it's about what he brings to the team's identity. Buffalo's defense has been solid this year, but adding a disruptive force like Simmons could push them from good to elite. It would also send a clear message to the rest of the league that the Bills are all in, not just for this season but for the foreseeable future. With Simmons' presence, the Bills could tighten up their run defense, improve their third down conversions allowed, and make their pass rush more relentless. And let's not forget, a stronger defense often translates into more wins in cold-weather playoff games, where physicality and resilience are crucial. Now, let's look at the playoff picture and how this move could impact their Super Bowl chances. Right now, the Bills are sitting comfortably as one of the top contenders in the AFC, but adding Simmons could improve their odds significantly. Bookmakers are already adjusting their Super Bowl futures, with Bills' odds climbing from plus 2,000 to around plus 800 if this trade happens. That's a huge jump, especially considering how much a disruptive interior defender can influence playoff games. Simmons' track record shows he's a player who steps up in big moments. His 60% win rate as an interior defender in pressure situations makes him an X-factor in crunch time. It's not just about regular season dominance. Simmons could be the difference maker in a playoff run, creating pressure on quarterbacks like Mahomes or Burrow and forcing turnovers. And for the Titans, well, this trade would be a significant blow to their current rebuild effort. They'd be losing one of their best players, but in return, they'd be getting a first-round pick and possibly a future defensive tackle, which they could develop into their next star. It's a classic rebuild move: cut costs, acquire draft capital, and develop talent. But from Buffalo's perspective, this is a move that could propel them into that elite tier, especially if Simmons can replicate or even improve upon his previous performance. In the grand scheme of things, this potential trade is reminiscent of historic NFL moves that have shifted power dynamics. Think of the impact the Rams had with their high-profile acquisitions, or how the Seahawks turned their defense into a championship-winning unit with key trades and draft picks. Simmons' addition could be a similar catalyst for the Bills, transforming their defense into one of the league's most feared. So in summary, if this trade materializes, it would be a game-changer. The Bills would be adding a proven interior disruptor, one who can help them contend for a Super Bowl yet again. The Titans, on the other hand, would be embracing their rebuild, gaining valuable draft capital and shedding some cap space. The ripple effect across the AFC East and the entire AFC could be massive, especially if Simmons helps Buffalo take yet another step closer to Lombardi. The excitement is real, and Bills fans should be getting ready for what could be one of the most thrilling off-seasons yet. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills. Do you think Simmons is the missing piece to push us over the top? Or are you worried about giving up a first-round pick for a player with injury concerns? Either way, this is the kind of move that could define the upcoming season. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Buffalo Bills news. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Stay loud, stay proud, and let's keep that Bills Mafia spirit alive. Go Bills!